What's going on, everyone? It's Monday, September 15th, and you're watching the Hammer Daily live on the Hammer Betting Network, presented by FanDuel. I'm your host here, Jason Cooper, alongside Media Mike today, a.k.a. Mush Mike, is what I'm calling him after he mushed the Caleb Williams last TD. I got to talk to you about that one after, Mike, but we'll get into that maybe later today. Rundown of today's show. You guys know the drill here. Same thing as last week. We have one new guest this week on this Monday show, but we're kicking things off with Corbie Craig. He's going to come on, recap some college football stuff, take a look at week 3, what happened, what can we pick up on, and adjust from stuff we like, stuff we didn't like, and react to some Heisman news now that there's a couple injuries in the fold and some players playing a little bit better than expected. Then up next, we have Drunken Goon coming on. We're going to talk a little bit domestic soccer, Champions League, new format this year. Going to be a good conversation. A couple of you guys enjoyed the Champions League conversation, the soccer conversation last week. So we brought another soccer guy on. We're going to talk some Champions League. Should be good stuff. If you're looking to bet stuff midweek, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, this is going to be your place to be. And then also close out the show. You guys know the drill. Judah Fortgang is going to come on, break down some Monday Night Football. 2 games this week. Hopefully we can get 2 parlays out of them. I doubt it. We'll get 1 for sure. But yeah, Judah's parlay will be live right here later on in the show. Before we get into today's show, though, a quick reminder. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way for us here on the channel. And if you enjoy this type of content, hit the like button as well. It does a lot for us in the algorithm. Final thing, drop your comments in the chat. Any questions about Monday morning routine? Sundays are always busy for me. I'm planting on the couch, watching football. A lot of stuff happens. Try and watch every single game, but often I'm not able to watch every single snap or pick up on every single injury. So if you're like me and you want to recap what happened on Sunday and get caught up with injuries, I think the best bet for you to do is to go check out our Monday newsletter. We digest the NFL games. We talk a little bit about injuries, take a look at some of the markets, try and get ahead of the betting markets, like Rob's discussed on the Sunday recap with Clive, Sunday reset, excuse me. So if you're looking for a quick read Monday morning with your coffee, best place to be is at thehammer.bet and go check out our Monday newsletter. Is Corbie here? Corbie's here early. You know what? We were supposed to bring him on at 12:05, but I'm excited to talk some college football stuff. So let's bring up Corbie. How's it going, Corbie?
Oh, I was muted. Came in early and was muted. I said I was going to be late, and I was not late. Listen, late is on time nowadays. So
exactly. I mean, you're early.
Also, I'm gonna kill the allegations before they come. I am not this red. It is. I guess it's like the lighting and how they have me set up. I am not a lobster in real life.
I can confirm that. I don't know about recently, though. Are you sure you haven't been in the sun? I also look really white right now. Maybe I need some sun. Maybe we need to swap places. But yeah.
Might just be illusion off contrast. You Canadians, we're in long sleeve right now. It's 91 in Florida currently.
Yeah, honestly, it's hot here too. I'm not gonna lie. The long sleeve is a mistake. I'm sweating right now, but we're just gonna have to power through because I don't know if I have time to take off my jacket between guests. Anyways, Corbie, you want to talk some major takeaways this week for college football? First of all, how was your college football Saturday? How was your weekend of watching ball? Enjoyable? Surprised about anything? Big picture?
Yeah, surprised how bad teams are. Like, it seems like it's kind of the notion. I told you on our takeaways.
Yes.
Like, the fun thing about the show is like I'm coming in as raw as possible. This is my Monday takeaways. I'm not like preloading answers. So I mean, there's a lot of bad teams. Miami, not one of them. So glad we gave out that 15.5, 16.5.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It could have been 20.5. It didn't really matter. So that's always good. It's been a pretty miserable college football season for me so far. It's actually like the worst start I've had in quite some time, which it's all good. It's a small sample size, so not too worried. But a lot of notes. Finally getting like injury stuff.
Yes,
injuries are starting to happen and starting to get worried. So college football dead directly in the swing of things now.
I know it's crazy. We're already heading into week 4 now. Been a fun past 3 weeks. I guess past 4 weeks. Week 0 doesn't really count. But yeah, let's talk about some key takeaways and let's dive into things. I want to start off with the Texas A&M game where they defeat Notre Dame in like a last second kind of comeback. Dogs went outright. Any major takeaways from that game? Are you now higher on A&M coming out of it, or are they at your expectations?
Yeah, I thought there was a few interesting things in this game. Is Texas A&M's coach after in the post-game presser last week kind of was like Marcel Reed is okay. Like he used the word okay. Like on all the injury stuff, he's like he's okay. Like it's gonna be fine. Like it didn't sound that optimistic. Like if your best player is good, you're like he's good to go. Okay is a scary word, and so to see him come out and look great. Running the ball, making plays with his legs, being able to just extend plays and make good passes. Versus Notre Dame defense, who was plenty competent, was impressive. The speed in which these two teams scored was very impressive. I bet the over, but didn't expect to hit it in the first half. Like this was just a high firepower game, so it gives some credibility to like the notion that A&M, one of the SEC teams, finally giving like true scouting reports and true injury reports. It seems like they're not here to play make believe. They're going to tell you a guy's good, and if they say he's good to go, because Reed looked 100%.
Yeah, no, you can never really rely on these coaches, but hopefully A&M will be a team that you can rely on with them being honest about their injury news. That's the craziest thing about college football for me. All these head coaches lie. There's no like standard. It's crazy. Like
I mean, Lane Kiffin had a questionable tag on their starting quarterback, then a doubtful tag. Then he came out and warmed up with the starters. Then he didn't start, and then he went into the game. It's like, dude, what the hell are we doing here? So no clue. He was limping. He's still definitely hurt. But, I would say it's probably harder in college football than the NFL because like those kids only have so many games to make a reputation. They probably truly game time decisions, but at the end of the day, it's so damn annoying.
That's why you got to stay on top of your things, and we'll try and help you do that here on this show. Let's move on to the next game here. You're talking about teams that suck. And I was just like, one of the notes I sent you is just Clemson ass. Like Clemson looks horrible. What's the panic meter there for them after they lose 24-21 this week?
Yeah, it's one of those things like never too high, never too low. We've seen a lot of just like public bias to like Cade Klubnik, maybe not that good. And inevitably, I think it's probably went too far. They look bad. I mean, Haynes King was like semi-hurt in that game, and it was a rough matchup. So do I think Cade Klubnik has played his way out of the top 4 best quarterbacks heading into the NFL draft? Probably not. Like he's still probably that good of a quarterback. The only worry, and like this doesn't happen in most teams, but Clemson doesn't have any turnover. Like this is a team who doesn't go to the portal. They don't really recruit. Like I mean, like this is the same team, and that's why everyone was graded so high on them in the preseason. So like, what's the struggle? You have the same coach, you have the same staff, you have the same players. Like there shouldn't be these early season issues, and there are. So I do think there's red flags as a team, but I'm not here just to wave the white flag and say Cade Klubnik himself is bad. I think that he is still a very talented quarterback. Now, will he be good in the NFL? I'm not confident. I have seen some passes now that like don't look that good. It reminds me a lot of, if you remember, you're a USC guy, you might remember UCLA, Josh Rosen. Reminds me a lot of him. A guy who like has all the merit, all the talk in the world, but some of those plays you just look at and you're like, you're not athletic enough to do that. You're not big enough to do that. And yet you're still graded as a high NFL quarterback. So there's worries for Cade Klubnik, but in college, I think he's going to be fine.
All right, what do you think the fix is for Clemson? Do you think they'll be able to figure it out over the coming weeks? Like how do things go right for them and like not kind of continue to go the way that they're going right now?
Yeah, I mean, I would say first off, you ran into some really good opponents. Like this isn't like Troy looks pretty bad. But like the Georgia Tech game, like that game was lined pretty close, and the market steamed under or towards the dog like the entire time. So it's not like this was some market like assumption that like Clemson did bad, and LSU like looks plenty fine to start the year. I think the best thing that Clemson has going for them is a lot of really easy games coming up. I mean, Syracuse at home, North Carolina, we've seen North Carolina, and then Boston College, who another team that we just watched them lose to Stanford by 10. Like, what are we talking about here? So, out of all the teams in the nation, I think Clemson's in a good spot where their head coach loves to put on points. He does not care if they're up 60. He'll score 70. So they're going to have to in the next few weeks. I wouldn't be surprised if Clemson is a bye team, especially. These numbers are going to be huge. Like they're going to be big favorites in the 3 games I just listed. It would not surprise me if Dabo just continues to pound the score, trying to get some team momentum going forward. So Clemson, I would be looking to buy, actually, even though I do agree with you. I mean, they've looked awful.
All right, Clemson right now against Syracuse. They're at home, 17.5 points favorites, minus 105 on the spread. We saw some movement away from Clemson last week when they were in market. I think they opened up at like 6.5-point favorites, bet all the way down to like 3.5-ish points. I wonder if we see that this week. Probably doubt it against the much worse team in Syracuse. The other question.
What did you say Syracuse number was? Sorry.
It's 17.5 minus 105 for Clemson right now, I believe. Let's just double check that. Yeah. Do you like that?
If we could get a 17, I would be down. If you can find, I know FanDuel the greatest sportsbook there is, but if you can find a 17, and it looks like it's coming, so just maybe not in my time slot, but like at some point today, I make that 19-3 basically. So I would be happy with the 17, and like again, just a situational spot. They're not going to stop. Like they're going to try to score as many points as they can. So don't mind a 17. All
right. Let's wait for that 17 then. Minus 105 right now on FanDuel. So like you said, it's coming. It's around the corner. It's going to be there. So just wait for it. Be patient. Marquee game of the week last week. One of the bigger games was the Georgia-Tennessee game. Ends in an OT thriller. Was a lot of fun to watch. What was any big takeaways from either of these teams? Or was it as advertised for you?
Yeah, it was an interesting one. I think most people who make power ratings are going to watch that game and think, wow, these offenses are great. I kind of took the opposite. Like, that was the worst Georgia defense I have seen since I started. I mean, it's been quite some time. I saw something that said it's the worst EPA per play since I can't remember what game, but since 2000. So a really rough Georgia downgrade in my power rating for their defense. Let's see what I make them now. I mean, really rough, still relative. I have them 8th in my power ratings defense. So, I mean, still a good defense, but like they were dominant and they've been dominant for years. To see that was incredible. So it knows like the door's open. The SEC's open. Georgia looks bad. Alabama looks bad. Tennessee, I mean, I guess you could say looks good, but like Florida looks really bad. We saw LSU struggle with Florida. There's 9 first downs. So like there's a lot of issues in the SEC, Georgia being one of them.
Yeah. All right. Any opinion on Tennessee there? I know you also felt like their defense wasn't as strong as expected, but are you making as big of a move on them as you are for Georgia and their defense?
No, I would say again, this is like one of those things where from an eye test, it feels like Tennessee, Georgia, like you're like, wow, that was a close game. But the market was 3. It opened up 4.5, I believe 5 actually, and steamed down Tennessee. There's a lot of services gave out Tennessee. So I would say that it's probably more expected by guys who make numbers than the average fan. Tennessee, Georgia, you just hear every year and you're like, oh, Georgia's going to crush them. But market didn't really see that way. I would say if you haven't watched football, you probably didn't expect Tennessee's offense to look that good. And I think they really are that good. So, yeah, I would say Tennessee's pretty neutral. A small upgrade, but nothing crazy.
All right, so Tennessee legit for the non-ball knowers. Now you know. All right, let's move on to the West Virginia game. You wanted to talk a little bit because you said you had like a little bit of a sweat there. You might have gotten the wrong look on the game, but you still ended up winning. They ended up winning in overtime. I think you had like the quarterback's rushing props, I believe.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, this is one of those interesting ones. I told you I've been having a bad season. You know, when you're having a bad season, it just kind of feels like everything's down on your luck.
Yes.
I had starting quarterback for West Virginia. I don't want to try to say his last name. His first name is Nico.
Okay.
I had Nico's rushing attempts over 9.5. If you watch the pressers, if you've ever watched Rich Rodriguez, former Jacksonville State coach, if you hear any of his pressers, he believes the quarterback has to run the ball for his offense to work. And we've seen it everywhere he's went. Nico got pulled in week 1, I believe. And Rich Rod basically after the game was like, hey, like we went on the sideline and I was like, hey, you have to run the football. Like if you don't run the football, like this offense isn't going to work. And then for another week, the line opened up 9.5. And so very quickly bet the over there if the starting quarterback wants a job. And so this is where the sweat comes in, Jason. Nico had 7 at halftime. They're up at halftime as a 7-point dog. He gets benched. He's 9 for 12, 100 yards, winning at halftime. He gets benched.
What?
Backup quarterback comes in, throws 2 interceptions. Third string comes in, turnover on downs. We get to the fourth quarter with like 4 minutes left, 5 minutes left maybe, and they bring Nico back in, down 7. I'm like, we just sat him out for a quarter and a half to watch the backup throw 2 of the worst interceptions I've ever seen. Like, what are we doing here? Nico goes 96 yards, scores a touchdown with 1 quarterback sneak. With 2. So I still need 1 rush.
Yeah.
That play sent them to overtime, and in overtime, he gets the 10th. So Nico, my new boy. But I will say, and the reason I want to bring this up, first off, great story. But more important, I think in the general betting market, this is a play if we want to do a play.
Okay.
West Virginia, I believe, is being underrated in the market in the sense of they probably see that game like from a broad box score, and they think Nico got benched. they have quarterback issues. Let's downgrade QB1 to QB2. It's not what happened. Rich Rod, like, very openly was like, hey, we're going to play a few quarterbacks. Nico has to step up and show that he is the man. And I think in the fourth quarter, the final 2 minutes, like, if he didn't show he's the man, then Rich Rodriguez shouldn't be a head coach because he had 260 passing yards. So where a lot of people might like see that as a downgrade and say that West Virginia is now playing QB2, it's not the case. And I think that opens up some value at West Virginia. I believe I got a 12.5 right there. What is this West Virginia number?
It's looks like it's moved. It's 11.5 right now, minus 105 for West Virginia. 320-ish on the money line. Is that
11.5 is fine?
11.5 is fine. Okay, we'll take that plus an 11.5 at minus 105 at FanDuel. Did he say post game why he ended up like sitting?
Yeah, I listened to the pressers. I listened to the pressers this morning, and it was weird. Like he kind of was like, "This was our game plan all along." And if that's the case, he's the dumbest coach that's ever coached. Genuinely, I don't really watch. I talked about this last week. I don't watch a ton of college football day of.
Yeah.
That was like the only game I watched because I used to live right beside Jacksonville State. I had friends who played Jacksonville State. I know Rich Rod, so I kind of wanted to watch it.
Yeah.
And man, I was getting pissed at the house. Like, it's not one of those like, "Come on, coach." It's like, genuinely, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
And so like, if he means that, then this team is falling down a cliff fast. Their coach doesn't know what the hell they're doing. I imagine that was to cover face. Went and listened to Nico's post game. First off, you should go listen to Nico's post game. It is hilarious. He sounds word for word identical to Tim Tebow. It is unbelievable. like they have the same mannerisms, same like. It's hilarious. But he seemed happy. He seemed like the kind of guy that was on the sideline cheering on his team. So I'm not too worried about his mental there.
All right, Nico Marchiol. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that right. Is that
You're a better
right?
man than me. Yeah,
I don't know.
you're a better man than me. I wasn't gonna try.
quickly Googled the pronunciation for it, so I tried there. All right, let's flip over and talk some futures looks. Let's look at the not Heisman. Let's look at the you had a bet that I think was Kanish was making fun of you for it. You want to talk about that? I don't want to bury the lead here for you.
Yeah, you're good. I don't know how long we run these, so I don't want to be too long. But I took on FanDuel conference winner of the Big 12.
Yep.
Line's probably so gone now, but Kansas State to win the Big 12 after they lost to Arizona, 60-1. And if you've watched any college football, which I have, what is that number?
60-1 still.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a great bet. It moved down to 35.
Okay.
When I was laughing at Kanish made fun of me for good reason.
Okay.
But hear me out. 60-1. This is beside like a UCF. Who's under Colorado? Kansas State has downgraded in my power ratings. Like some of the most in the nation. I fully understand. Yeah. They are trash. But you have to remember that Arizona game, though it's a conference game, isn't a conference loss because they scheduled that game before the conference became a thing, or they joined the conference. So they're only 0-1 in conference. This price is 100% assuming they're 0-2 in conference, and they're not. Now, is Kansas State going to win the conference? No, they're awful. But this should be 30-1. Like it was 30-1 before the Arizona game, or it was 23-1 before the Arizona game. How bad were they? Like they weren't that bad. And so to discredit them that much, it seems crazy. So 60-1 Kansas State. Do I think they're going to win? No. They just got their best player back. They have a week off. They get the toughest games at home. Like it's a schedule that at 60-1 is crazy. It should probably be closer to 30-1 and still lose.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? 60-1, you'll take that, especially if you're expecting it to move down a little bit. Like you might as well. You might as well throw the dart at it at 60-1. I love throwing darts at 61. Let's flip over and talk some Heisman futures before I have to let you go here. We saw Lenora Seller get hurt this week, so that kind of shakes things up a little bit towards the top end of the board. You also said that John Mateer you felt like looked really good. How are you adjusting coming into this week in terms of the Heisman discourse?
Yeah, can we zoom in the Heisman? But yeah, Mateer looked great. I think he's great. The issue is he's going to run into an SEC schedule that's going to have them picking a lot. I have Carson Beck 27-1. I know you had Sammy P on the show last week. My guy, Sammy got me on some Carson Beck. So Carson Beck's still my favorite. John Mateer I think is going to fall off. He has a ton of games coming that are just pick, if anything. And so just looking at the board right now, like I think that there's not a ton of value at the top. We talked about Josh Hoover recently, but the important part is that Lenore Sellers has a concussion. Like he's out. Like this has removed basically half of this list of guys that had a chance. And so now it's, Beck, Mateer, Stockton. I could see the argument for, and then go down a little bit more. Dante Moore at Oregon looks like an interesting one. So out of all the years that you could bet Heisman, I think that this one is just unbelievably wide open. I'd be looking to pick up guys at the bottom. And my hot take last week was Ohio State to win the championship. I know, just a burner of a hot take, and you can still get their quarterback at like the 8th best odds to win the Heisman. So I would just be slowly picking up quarterbacks as they fall down. That I think Mateer's going to fall off a little bit. Carson Beck probably in the driver's seat right now.
Okay, cool. Is there anyone down the board? Like, this feels like one of the years where we're going to get a non-quarterback winning. I don't know if it's going to happen like we saw last year, but like, because of how wide open the field is, if you had to pick a non-quarterback not named Jeremiah Smith to win, who would you pick and why?
It's a great question, and off the top of my head, I could not tell you. Okay. I'm one of these guys who's just anti-pick non-quarterbacks, if we're being honest.
Okay, fair.
I didn't want to take Ginty. I didn't want to take Travis Hunter. As obvious as it was that they were going to win, it wasn't me. So stop right there. That's still the guy I would take at current price is Josh Hoover, TCU.
Okay, all right, Josh Hoover, TCU. It is. I think was it 45-1 last week.
Yeah, I just saw his name. It's really small, so I was kind of just guessing.
Yeah, we'll try again this week.
What's that price now?
It's still 45-1. Can you zoom in a bit, please?
Hey.
Thank you.
Perfect. It's tough because there's so much going on, but
no, don't worry about
Josh Hoover 45-1. I think that there's upside of them having a significantly better season than projected currently, and if they do, he throws bazookas. So like, you're gonna need a guy that's like that kind of spark, and it's Josh Hoover. Remember, this is the guy that bet Avery Johnson Heisman, and he's like I think he's like 400-1 now. So what the hell do I know?
No, you got to take swings though, right? Like, that's part of the game. That's part of like why we bet. It's like you got to take these shots, take these chances. So we'll take a chance. So appreciate you, Corbie. If you can catch Corbie on Twitter, follow him at Corbie BO. He's a part of Better Odds, big college football fan, and he joins us every Monday. So Corbie, appreciate talking to you. We'll talk next week.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right. See you, Corbie. Let's get some ones in the chat. Quickly, up next, Adrien, for those who don't know, he's often in our forward progress chats. But before we get into that, I just want to quickly give a shout out to our sponsors over at FanDuel, because the NFL is back. And if you're betting on FanDuel this season, here are some things that you have to keep in mind. Number one, celebrate your wins. Whether it's a same game parlay that has 2 legs or 10 legs, always use your legs to celebrate appropriately. No kickoff, no problem. Live betting means the next play could be your play. And then number 3, if you're a new customer, bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. And now you're ready to play your game at FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Visit FanDuel.com/forward progress to download the app today and get started. Please play responsibly. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in DC. 19 plus and physically located in Ontario, or 18 plus and present in DC, Kentucky, or Wyoming. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bet, which expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rghelp.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In New York, call Connex Ontario at 1-866-531-2600 or visit connexontario.ca. All right, let's talk about let's get into soccer stuff right now. Might as well do it. One's in the chat for Adrien. One's in the chat for the Drunken Goon. He's a connoisseur of the beautiful game. He's a soccer and hockey bettor. He's usually in our Forward Progress live watch-along chats. Most of the chats as well. Adrien, bring Adrien on up here. How's it going? I think you might be muted on your end. Just give us a double check here. And while we wait for Goon to talk to give us his opinions on some soccer, let's get some questions in the chat for him. Because, can you hear us, Goon? All right, let's disconnect from Goon and get him to jump back in. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say about this stuff. It's all good. We tested his audio before; it was working fine. But you know what? That's part of live production. It is
How
what it
about
is.
now?
There we go. Now I can hear you. Bring him on in.
All right.
Is
Sorry
he?
about that. It's the second time it's happened to me.
He's good. All right. Perfect. Yeah. How's it going, Goon?
Good. Thanks
All
for
right.
having me.
All right. Appreciate you joining us, Adrien. All right. Let's dive right into Champs League and talk some stuff we got for tomorrow. First of all, new format this year.
Same as last year.
New format where it's expanded, 24 teams. How do you like it, like compared to previous years? Good, bad, neutral? Any strong opinions?
I wasn't sure about it when it started last year, but it's growing on me. It's interesting because you get much more interesting games, and the little teams also have a shot at getting some points. So it's a good format for the time being.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's good for entertainment as well, and like growing the game for someone who doesn't watch as much, or as like a purist, are you a little out on it?
No, it's good. There used to be a lot of games that didn't mean anything at the end group stage in past seasons, but now because of the positioning in the top 8 and the top 24, everybody's got something to play for, and only a couple of teams will end up not having much to play for in the last couple of games.
All right, so there's games Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Before we get into those games, I want to quickly talk some futures. Barcelona and Liverpool are currently the co-faves right now to win at FanDuel ahead of PSG. Do you agree with the odds boards as it currently shaking out? Mind you, Liverpool, Barcelona around 6-1, and then PSG is plus 650. So very, very close. But yeah, do you agree with that? How the futures board at the top has shaken up so far, or do you feel like PSG is getting a little bit of disrespect?
I think I agree with it because both Barcelona and Liverpool did not play in the Club World Cup in the summer, so they might be a little fresher. PSG had a long season last year, and then they played in North America as well. And it might take them a little bit of time to get up to speed, and there was some turnover there as well.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a look down a little bit further down the odds boards. Someone who isn't like at the top as the favorites. Do you have anybody that specifically catches your eye, like a dark horse that can make a deep run here? Anyone in particular?
So usually Champions League, it's the big boys that end up in the final stages. It might take some time for clubs to kind of get sorted out, and the group stage will help with that. And once we get to the round of 32, then the big boys will come to play. Personally, I think Bayern right now, the 12-1 is a team that has a chance to win it. They might not be 100% right now. We might get better odds down the road. But once their injuries subside, they should be there. Ito and Davies and Musiala should be back before Christmas, and that's when they go to full power.
All right. Question from the chatter here. Sharp side only. He said he bet Juventus. Juventus a little bit further down compared to Bayern. I believe they're around 25-1. 35-1. Excuse me. You agree with sharp side only, or do you think his name does not suit him right now?
It depends. Like right now they are a bit in flux with their striking partnership. They tried to get rid of Vlahovic in the summer, and there were no buyers. But having him alongside with David, it gives them a little bit of flexibility. So if he stays through the winter, they are a team that could do some damage. And we saw in the Italian derby over the weekend against Inter that they have the firepower coming back from 3-2 in the last 10 minutes to win 4-3 against Inter side that's still trying to find their feet.
All right, Rob should be happy about hearing that one. Let's talk with the Tuesday matches right now. Different look this week. There's, of course, 3 days instead of 2, like we talked about a little earlier. Which matches on Tuesday are you looking forward to the most? And do you have any bets on any of these Tuesday games?
So what I usually do is I try to break the schedule into like a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, must watches, games, and then do your chores type of games.
Love it.
So on Tuesday we have 3 tier 1 matches, 2 middle of the road ones, and just one that's not too interesting.
Yep.
The big ones are Athletic Club against Arsenal, PSV Eindhoven against USG, and Juventus against Dortmund. I have a couple of bets, starting with the least interesting game of all, Benfica Karabakh. I have a bet on Karabakh under, not to score, under 0.5. I got it at minus 130. It's good to 150, I think. On the board, it's minus 142 at our sponsor there.
Yeah.
And of the other games on Tuesday, I do not have another bet, but I'm really interested in watching that PSV against Union Saint-Gilloise. Usually the Dutch versus Belgians, that's always a good matchup. The Dutch are usually a bit higher ranked, but I think Union Saint-Gilloise is one of the teams that can make some waves in this season's Champions League. I actually have a fun bet on them at 400-1 to win the Champions League. I don't think they're going to win it, but they could get far enough to squeeze out some profit out of that.
You know what? Yeah, you could definitely squeeze some profit out of that as well. Also, just like the sweat of having a 400-1 is just incredible. Watching them win every game and not having to bet on them every game is
we got a little Canadian content there as well, so it's good to have Promise David clicking in Champions League.
Perfect. We love it. All right, let's flip over and talk the Wednesday slate. Same question here. We have Bayern and Chelsea, which is like probably one of the bigger games. I feel like
that's the one on my list.
Yes, I was going to say of your list, I feel like that's probably up there. Any games you're looking forward to? I think also Liverpool Atletico as well that day. I mean, this is the loaded slate. Any games that you've bet on so far, and which of these games are you like going to be on screen? Like how do you decide between these two games being on your screen? Do you have two screens to watch both?
Yeah, I watch 3 or 4 games at a time. So
perfect.
That's not the issue. The issue is kind of focusing on one specific game. Bayern Chelsea is obviously a really, really big matchup. Bayern have been clicking out of the gate, just beating Leipzig 6-0 and another 5-0 win of the weekend, and they're just smoking everybody. I thought they would take some time after the summer to get back into the swing of things, but they're turning the Bundesliga into a farmers league. Chelsea, on the other hand, they had a great showing in the Club World Cup, winning it all, and they have a big roster. They managed to trim it down a little bit, but they still have a lot of competition for playing spots. And even though the results haven't been as consistent as Bayern's, they're a team that could threaten the Champions League. And in a matchup like this, I think Bayern has a little bit more, but I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea pulled off a result there. I don't have a bet on that game. I do have a bet on the PSG Atalanta game. It's over 3. Unfortunately, you will have to build that bet at FanDuel because they only offer over 2.5 and over 3.5. You can split it and get the -101 on that. I bet it +104, and it's good to -110.
Okay, good to -110 on the over 3 for the PSG and Atalanta game. Finally, before we close out here, we're going to take a look at the Thursday slate. We have Manchester City. Who are they? Manchester City against Napoli. Manchester City
against his former team.
Oh yeah, that should be some good appointment tuning TV. Manchester City obviously coming off their win in the Manchester Derby. Sorry to all the United fans. Give me a quick rundown of this game, what you expect is going to happen, and if you have a bet for it.
I don't have a bet on it. If you want to bet something, you can do like a De Bruyne to score anytime. You can get that at 5-1.
Okay.
He's been scoring like crazy for Belgium, for Napoli. I think he's got 2 league games and 3 in the internationals, so 5 and 6 games, something like that, close to that. And going against his former team, he should be up for it.
Okay. Let's run down this game here. What do you see happening? Like any predictions for? It doesn't have to be betting related. Just your opinion on the game here.
I would not be shocked if Napoli got a result. They tend to get up for these games. They have some English content, and Conte is always interested in going to England and spoiling the party. So I think Napoli will give it their best. I don't see any reason for Man City not to field a very strong lineup and go at them. The only thing is they do have Arsenal coming up on the weekend, so that is an angle that some people look at and say, hey. They might want to sort this out early and then take it easy, or they might just have an eye on that and slip up. I just don't have a bet on it, so I just enjoy watching that one.
All right. Don't have a bet on that game, but any other Thursday game that you're looking at specifically that you want to bet on?
Yeah, so the other bets I have is on Thursdays, the Club Brugge versus Monaco. I have a bet on Club Brugge +102, draw no bet. I think Monaco is going to be one of the sleepers in the Champions League, but they're just not there yet. Their goalie just got injured. They sold their starting goalie from last season, so they're kind of down to the third stringer. Bruges is one of those teams that plays really well in Champions League at home. They get up for it. And the fact that Monaco is in a partnership with their crosstown neighbors or team that they share stadium with might give them an extra pep.
Any reason in particular why you want to take draw no bet here instead of just them outright? Like what like makes you decide that as someone who bets on soccer? Because listen, I'm a casual soccer bettor. I'll like fire blindly on stuff, so I have no opinion on this. But yeah, just curious what kind of pushes that decision towards that direction.
My style of betting is mostly using the Asian line.
Okay.
Asian handicap. So I tend to fire off on the main spread on the Asian handicap. So that happens to be the one for this one. There's no specific reason. If you want a bigger payout, sure, go for the outright win. But if you think that it might end up in a draw, it's just a matter of preference.
Just a good number as well. Good number as well as you can find
exactly
over on FanDuel. Okay, so biggest takeaways from the Champions League. I want to hear like either a bold prediction or let's go with a bold prediction to start. I have two questions before you have it out. So give me your boldest prediction from these 3 days of games. What do you think is going to happen the Friday morning, or are we coming back 2 weeks from now? The news headline is saying X happened. We are shocked because of this. What's your shocking hot take that you think might happen coming out of this group of games?
Based on the media, you have 5 British teams playing. If one of them loses, it's going to be the end of the world. Especially if that happens to be Liverpool.
Yes.
But I don't see that happening. They also have a weekend game with Everton, the Crosstown Derby as well. So they might not be 100% for this one. They might want to focus on that one. I don't think that's going to happen, but we will be looking at the performance of the German teams as well. I think they're ready to take that next step and challenge not just Bayern but also Leverkusen. They have had a lot of turnover, but they have a really good nucleus of young players, and they will come to play. And also Eintracht Frankfurt should be good in this competition season.
All right. And then final question here before you go: which games are you going to be watching super closely to try and get as much information from as possible? Like if you have any big questions for certain teams. And you want to keep an eye on them. It doesn't have to be live; it could be after the fact. But like, what are you looking for in particular with a certain team? Could be a positional grouping. Could be just how a team plays overall, tactically. Is there a certain team that you're focusing on here, or a couple teams that you're focusing on?
Yeah. So I actually have a bet on this game. It's Ajax against Inter. I have over 275. Let me see the price that I got. Just give me a second. Minus 108. It's good to minus 120.
Okay.
There's a lot of questions about Inter. They lost 2 out of 3 Serie A games so far. They have a new coach. The group is kind of aging. They're trying to revamp it, and there's already talk about Mourinho kind of coming on board as a new coach if they fire Kivu. So this is a must-win game for them. There should be a lot of pressure. Ajax at the same time, they haven't started that well in the Dutch league. So questions for both teams. It's a bit of a statement game for both.
All right.
So I'll be watching for that.
All right. Love it. Appreciate you, Adrien. Any final thoughts before I let you out here? Any final opinions? Any final hot takes? I'll leave the floor to you.
No, just that Champions League is not starting now. It started 3 months ago. Both Celtic and Rangers are already out. A few other big clubs that usually make it are not in. There's a few new clubs like Karabakh, Pafos, and Kairat, which are not usually in the Champions League. It's fun to see some new blood and see how they perform.
Awesome. Appreciate you joining us. We're going to be looking forward to Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday midday to get me through the workday. Going to be watching some soccer and have some bets and some sweats. Thanks to you, Adrien. Appreciate you. We'll talk soon.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Talk soon, Adrien. Have a good one. You can find him on Twitter at Drunken Goon, DRUK. Asked me over the summer. I've received multiple DMs from people saying, "Hey, what's going on? Like the summer's happening. Where do the Forward Progress crew hang out? Where does the Hit the Books crew hang out when there's no shows?" Well, we have your answer. It's on the Hammer Discord. It's go head to the website discord.gg/hammer to join now. Join the conversation. We build a good community here. It's only on YouTube. We try and get some stuff going on Twitter, but now we finally have a home for the Nails. So if you want to hang out with the Nails, talk some sports, talk some hot takes, make fun of what I'm wearing today, you can do it over on Discord. Launching today, again, that's discord.gg/hammer. Discord.gg/hammer. All right. 2 Monday Night Football games. Really excited to get into it. Let's bring up Judah Fortgang at Throw the Damn Ball on Twitter. Judah, my man, how's it going?
Oh, great to be with you, Jay Coop. How we doing?
Doing good, especially after sent you a little text on was it Tuesday saying Tyquan Thornton fat tails, and after the miss I was like, we'll have to get it next week, hopefully at a better price. But then out of nowhere he hits the moonshot bomb. So love it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say out of nowhere. They kept throwing it to him. But I appreciate the deflection here, because I need your honest reflections on Caleb Williams, Mr. MVP here.
Okay, let's cut him out. Get him out of here. No, we're not talking that stuff, because listen, we have no time to recap Sunday. We have no time. We have to go straight into the Monday Night Football game. There's 2 games going on. So if we want to recap Monday Night Football, if we want to recap Sundays, you're gonna have to go listen to the Sunday Reset with Rob and Clive over on the Forward Progress HQ YouTube channel. I like what you tried to do there, Judah. Very, very sharp guy. But yeah, let's dive into this Tampa Bay and Houston game. I mean, I want to say that the Bucs and the Texans had kind of an uninspiring week 1 in terms of how their offense performed. Both teams look strong on defense. What are some big takeaways from this game? What are you looking forward to for this first matchup on Monday?
I think a ton of uncertainty here. I've been I guess, I don't want to say leading the charge, but I think the Bucs offense is like a far cry from what they were last year. And the number one, just like Tristan Wirfs has been maybe the best left tackle in football. If not, he's right up there. Like, he's out. Baker Mayfield really struggles with pressure. This is a massive deal, especially in this matchup, going up against Will Anderson. That's gonna be a problem, I think, for the Bucs. And like, if you don't have the Liam Cohen screens, which were really saving this team last year, it just couples with Baker Mayfield's weaknesses. So I'm concerned about this Bucs offense. Not to mention, like, Godwin's out. They have like virtually no depth behind Ibuka and Mike Evans. So I'm concerned. But let's flip to the other side of the ball here. CJ Stroud is playing with Nico Collins and nobody else. I mean, this is a travesty of a roster outside of Stroud. So like, whatever you're gonna say about the Bucs, you can kind of say about the Texans too. So I think it's gonna be kind of an ugly game. Like, these offenses are really bad. I think, at least right, I shouldn't say they're very bad. Excuse me. I think in this matchup, the Bucs offense is not as good as the market's pricing.
Yeah.
I think this Texans offense is like not particularly good. Stroud was basically playing hero ball on Sunday against the Rams. And look at that performance. There's just, I don't think there's so much to love from a, betting goodness, other than maybe it's just some unders.
Some unders. Maybe if you have the stones for it, a 190 to 1 no TD. What price can we get a no TD here? Let's double check that. Probably not, though. This is probably the wrong game to do it after we saw it last game. Probably going to affect the price, which was, by the way, again, no talking Sunday Night Football, but that was a terrible game. So you're kind of no opinion on this game. You're stepping back. Like, do you think that how do you think the shakeout will be for the wide receiver group of the Buccaneers? Because last week we didn't see Mike Evans working too much. It was mostly Emeka Egbuka kind of hitting some of those deep shots from Baker Mayfield. Do you think we're going to see something similar happen here? Do you think it's going to kind of normalize where the targets and receptions will be closer together than what we saw last week? Or you think Emeka Egbuka out the gate as a rookie wide receiver essentially beats out a Hall of Famer for a target competition?
Probably not. I mean, it's possible Evans took a huge step back, but like, the dude's been putting up even terrific efficiency numbers for the last bunch of years, even in his, I guess, old age for wide receivers. Yeah, I think like these are clearly the top 2 targets. And like, whoever out targets the other on a week-to-week basis, I'm not necessarily going to read so much into it. But like, as long as Sterling Shepard is running out there as the third wide receiver, like, these 2 guys I think are going to combine for a huge, huge share. Like well north of 50%. So yeah, on a week-to-week basis, I don't think there's anything. I mean, we'll see how healthy like Derek Stingley is. I think that's kind of important. And I think Mike Evans was in the slot on like 15 of his 45 routes. Okay. Something around that range last week. So you're giving me a look like I'm wrong here.
No, you're right. I just didn't realize that. He was 14 of 40-ish snaps.
Yeah. So I think like they're going to move him around the formation plenty. And like, I don't know if Derek Stingley's healthy. And I think that might be a pretty vulnerable spot, especially if he's lined up one-on-one on the outside where Evans can win. But again, I have my concerns about the Bucs offensive line holding up against the Texans. And I'm not comfortable, certainly given the market's kind of anchor on where the Bucs offense is, and betting into these lines.
All right, fair enough. So no fat tails for us here. No SGP for us here. If I was to force you to build one, what would be the story you'd be looking for? Like, maybe we can talk it through together. Are we looking for a Nico Collins, just everything towards Nico Collins type of fat tail? Do we want like a Mike Evans comes back to form fat tail? If you had to build a story for this game, what would it be and why?
Yeah, I think it would be on one of these other Bucs receivers,
Okay.
Kind of emerging.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if it's Xavier Hutchinson or like Stroud hits Justin Watson on a couple deep passes.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay is going to play plenty of single coverage. They're going to rely on their cornerbacks to win one-on-one. Yeah, I think either of those directions makes sense. Whether that's like a Nico Collins explosion game, 200 yards. Again, like you're banking on this offensive line holding up against the Tampa Bay blitz, but that's why we're hitting a tail. Yeah, if I had to choose, I would go. Let's build a Nico Collins, just absolute explosion.
Absolute moon bomb one. Okay, how about this? I'll give you 2 legs. You got to assume if Nico Collins is having an explosive game, let's get Houston to win the game. So let's flip over to the Houston Texans. Let's take the alt spread of -5.5 there for Houston, and then let's also add a CJ Stroud. Let's go 250 plus passing yards. So I built the first 2 legs, Judah. You want to close it out with Nico Collins. Give me the last 2 legs.
CJ Stroud 250 with a Nico, whatever.
300 plus. Let's go 300 plus. Let's have some fun with it. 300.
Yeah, that's right.
There we go.
If we could get some alt unders, now that's where we could get creative.
Oh, okay.
It's like CJ Stroud under 280, but Nico Collins over 150. But I don't think we have that.
I don't think we can do that.
That luxury here. We got Texans -5.5, Stroud 300. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
Nico Collins gave me 150.
150 for Nico Collins, and then what? Let's add one more leg here. What would you add to it?
I think we go Nick Chubb under 52.5 rushing.
Rushing. All right, love it. Nick Chubb under.
Really good against the run.
All right, This is the Judah Jason collab parlay, by the way. Just for those keeping track at home, the Judah Jason collab. This is not the official Judah parlay. It's the Judah Jason collab. And look at that. This is how much FanDuel respects me. They're moving the number the other way. They moved it up, so they're giving you a better price because they know how square I am. Anyways, let's flip over to the next game, the Chargers game. Chargers, Raiders. I think I wasn't really – I would think preseason, looking at these 2 Monday Night Football games, my opinion was like, okay, Tampa Bay, Houston, that's going to be a fun game. Los Angeles, Las Vegas, that's going to be a bit of a slog fest. And it's honestly funny how the script has flipped. I'm really excited for this game. I'm looking forward to the Chargers. I love their offense last week. I love the Raiders' offense last week. Break down this game for us here, Judah. Are you in the same mindset as me right now?
Yeah, I mean, super exciting what happens when you have like good passing offenses. Honestly, I think it like speaks so much to the fundamentals of the NFL.
Yes,
like how quickly things change and how like we all even subconsciously sometimes update our priors on the team. Like the Packers just snuck into being like, oh yeah, of course they're a top team. That's just the way it works. You got to adapt to that information early. Okay, breaking down this game. Central question to me is, how much should the Chargers pass the ball? They were something like 13% pass rate above expectation. Whatever, choose some model. All of them are going to be a little bit different. And that's obviously very different than the offense that they played in the past. If you kind of follow the trajectory of them last year, it is a team that was extremely run heavy. They were like -8%, I believe. We need to double check these numbers. I haven't looked at them in a bunch of months. Before the bye, and then they kind of became a pass neutral team after the bye. But what I think is even more important than the pass numbers themselves, which are obviously important, is the signal of what it means about Justin Herbert, which I think that it is a reflection. The reason why they're passing so much is because Herbert is like finally healthy in a way he hasn't been in years. And that certainly excites me.
Yeah.
So I think this game comes down to, and certainly the betting angles that I want to play here come down to like how much they pass the ball. I don't think the Raiders defense, certainly not this secondary, is going to be able to match the Chargers passing offense. Like you're just Eric Stokes is not exactly Eric Stokes and Darnay Holmes. Darnay Holmes, like matching up against Ladd McConkey, is not inspiring a ton of confidence. And like, sure, they've got Max Crosby, and this is like kind of a shaky Chargers offensive line. But like, I think they'll be able to scheme around that. And the Chargers should be able to pass at will if that's the direction they so choose. I'm also kind of concerned about the Chargers defense. This is something I talked about in the preseason a lot. I think a lot of their defensive success last year was a function of the opponents they played. Like, if you matchup adjust, those numbers are not looking so hot. And Vegas, by all indications, is going to be throwing the ball plenty. So I think it comes down to whether or not they can keep up with them. They were extremely explosive against New England. I think New England's got one of the worst secondaries in the NFL, certainly with that Christian Gonzalez. Yes. I think the Chargers are probably an upgrade over that. And it's a question of like, can Vegas keep up? Because I do think the Chargers are going to score and put up points.
Yeah, all right, I love it, and I love the little breakdown that you mentioned at the beginning, where it's like a testament to the NFL of what the NFL could look like when you throw the ball. What's your Twitter handle again, by the way?
Throw the damn ball.
There we go. Yeah, a lot of questions heading into this game. Hopefully, we can get some answers here as well. I mean, let's just, you know what? You have an SGP for us. Let's just dive right into that because I'm worried about timing right now, and I want to get you out of here at a proper time. So, yeah, SGP to build. This is now here. You're lucky. I don't have to build it with you. You're on your own here. You don't have to have me dragging you down. And also, quickly, someone mentioned in the chat, FanDuel Your Way, which is not available on desktop, but it's available on mobile. If you can actually you can do the
you sure can.
CJ Stroud alt unders on there as well. So
that is why I mentioned it. I gotta say.
I appreciate it. Well, like, listen, I'm a big desktop guy, so I don't really get to use the Your Way. But anyways, let's talk about the Chargers Raiders. Hit us with your story, the Fat Tails. What do you got here for your SGP?
Yeah, I think this is like a fairly simple story where, again, when playing the tail, I don't think this is necessarily what is most likely to happen. But let's just say that the Chargers kind of turn to a bit more of a balanced approach, kind of where they've been in the past. And Omarion Hampton's role from week one is, I guess, slightly eaten into by Najee Harris, who is a week further removed from his incident, and the fact that like Hampton was not exactly effective in week one. And like, we've had so many cases of like running back usage one week or another not bearing fruits to the next week. So the play here is basically that the Chargers went on the ground. And this, I think, can happen in multiple pathways, which is why I like it. Either Nick Chubb, either Najee Harris gets more of a role from the get-go and is like kind of in a 60-40 type split, or they're winning by so much that Omarion Hampton is pulled from the game, and in a winning game script, the Chargers just give Najee Harris a bunch of work. So we're going to start with the Najee Harris over rush yards here. We are going to give the Chargers spread and get the Herbert under passing yards.
Chargers spread.
Yes, that Herbert. Guy. You go very slow at the parlays. You got to be cranking them out on him.
He's new. Give him a break here. Justin Herbert, all passing yards, just his regular passing yards. It's not me.
Just my bad there.
You're good. You're good.
Justin Herbert. Wow, I feel terrible there. Justin Herbert under passing. And Geno Smith to go for 275 against, kind of like we outlined earlier. I think the Raiders will be able to pass the ball, and certainly in this game script, they're going to be forced to pass the ball a whole bunch. So that's the SGP. We're basically betting on Chargers winning on the ground and giving Najee Harris a bit more work, whether that comes in the form of a winning with a lead and splitting more of the workload, or just even from the get-go, Najee Harris getting some more run given the circumstances here.
All right, I love it. Najee Harris over 20.5. Los Angeles Chargers minus 3.5. Justin Herbert under 257.5 passing yards, and Geno Smith 275 plus all passing yards. You combine that together, you get that 16-1 over at FanDuel. Judah, 2 questions for you before you head out. Number 1, give me a first touchdown score for each team in both games. Gut check quickly off the top of your head. Just who you got and why.
Okay, well, I gave me a quick look at the odds. Also, I get no plug for hitting on my touchdown SGP last Monday night.
Oh, you do, and I believe we. Okay, well, here's the problem: is you weren't tuning into our Forward Progress watch along, and if you were, you would have known that I was plugging it the entire time. So that's on you.
That is on me. That is on me.
And I also did promote it the next day. I'm not gonna lie, on the Tuesday show. So there's that. Let's click into the Buccaneers game and go to the touchdown scores here. Also, Judah, before you touch on the touchdown scores, are you worried about losing your fantasy matchup to me this week? I have Bucky Irving and Quentin Johnson against your Brock Bowers, and you're only up 10 points against me.
Yeah, I am.
All right, quickly. First touchdown scorer for each team. Houston Texans, who you got?
Yeah.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who you got?
Houston, each team. Mike Evans.
Mike Evans.
Going to be my Tampa Bay guy. Massive red zone role. I think they're going to score through the air if they do, and then it's going to be our guy Nico Collins.
Nico Collins. All right.
They're going to get into the formation. We're going wide receivers here.
All right. Plus 850, plus 700 respectively. Let's flip over to the Chargers game and talk about first TDs there as well. Chargers, Raiders, each team. Who you got? Why?
Yeah. I'm going with Ladd McConkey.
Okay.
It's just going to have, I think, a huge mismatch in the slot there. And then for the Raiders, we're going Ashton Jeanty.
All right.
Didn't get off to the hottest of starts. I think they're going to feed him from inside. And, hey, he's a threat to break one from anywhere.
Yeah, very good point. But, again, we'll have to see him do it in the NFL first. Shocked you're not taking Trey Tucker and maybe hitting some alt overs as well. But yeah, Judah, I appreciate you. We'll talk soon. You can catch Judah on Twitter at @ThrowTheDamnBall. Judah, we'll talk next week.
See you, brother.
See you, man. All right, great time. One's in the chat for Judah. One's in the chat for every guest. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. Also, smash the like button for Judah dropping his parlays here. We love that. It does very well with these things. Yeah, love that kind of stuff. Great show today. One, if you enjoyed it. Two, if you didn't, and I'll keep notes of who says two, and I will ban you after the show. So make sure you drop that stuff in the chat. If you're new to the channel, again, reminder, hit that subscribe button. Goes a long way for us here on the channel. Also, if you want to be notified every time we go live, hit that notification bell as well. It's not just the Hammer Daily on this channel, on this network. We also have some GRP videos coming out every Wednesday. Different time every Wednesday. There's some issues that we've been dealing with right now with YouTube. So keep an eye out for that and hit that notification bell, because then you'll be notified right when they go live. You don't have to keep coming back and guessing when they're going to be there. And then finally, if you made it this far in the video, it means you like the content. I see that if everybody liked the video right now, we double the likes. So you're here, you made it this far. Take 2 seconds, do us a huge favor, smash that like button. Quick reminder before we head out the door, discord.gg/the hammer. And then also, quick reminder, right after this, you're going to be redirected towards Circle Back right away. All right. So you're going to want to stick around, catch Circle Back live. And then also for the rest of the day, we have Hit the Books live at 5 p.m. Eastern. And then our Monday Night Football watch along with myself and Rob Pizzola live at 8 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, that's about it for today. Before I head out, one quick reminder who we have next week. Chris Dierkes is going to come on. Flup. We're going to be talking some NFL stuff. So Money as well is going to come on. We're going to be doing some more NHL preview. You guys seem to really like it last week, so we're going to keep it up for this week. And then finally, Rob Pizzola will come, close things out, talk some early market moves for the NFL slate. Guys, again, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow on the Hammer Daily.